Hey everybody, Flip and Danny here, founders of the Freedom Real Estate Group, family of companies, and welcome to another episode of our podcast, which is called
Freedom Through Passive Income.
That's right, and this episode is entitled, What's Your Personality Type and Why Does It Matter in Real Estate Investing?
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. And as we were talking right before we started recording, I started thinking about different ideas. So for those of you, if you haven't realized, like the last probably 10 or so episodes that we've done, I've literally written a title and it's something that Flip and I have talked about, before. And so we're just like winging it and having what I'm calling like a fireside chat conversation because I didn't write a script and so we're not reading anything.
Yep, yeah, that was just the title. That was awesome.
So I was thinking about something as we were talking about this. It also is related to the types of investing that you're doing, whether it's within real estate is what I mean.
Oh, right. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Before we started, we were talking about personality types and how we relate it to predictive index because we read people's reports about their personality, and some people are like really fear risk. Some people are very, very risky and will just do the most to try and make the most amount of money. Right. Some people are a little bit of a balance. So we'll start there and then we'll talk about the real estate investing world in general and how personality types vary there based on risk. So go ahead. So you answer. What do you think your personality type and risk profile looks like?
Yeah, it's interesting because I'm not... and I remember telling people this, about 10 years ago, somebody said, do you have any rentals? And I'm like, oh no, I don't want any rentals. I don't want to deal with tenants and toilets. Right. And that's my level. I like doing the, when we first started, we were doing the, not necessarily the short sales, but when we were doing the sub twos and the, the assignments, that type of thing. It was just in and out, boom, I'm done. But I'm gone, and I really got to enjoy that. And then, but then turnkey, that really hit home with me because it's like, it's all in one and it's the same people coming back to me, to buy more. I love that. I love that. And as we were talking about this, I started thinking of all the different things that you can do in real estate investing and thinking of people who do that. And I'm like, oh yeah, well, that makes sense. Right. But that's me. That's where I'm at. I never wanted to do buy and hold or whatever to have rental properties. But then as we got turnkey, then I saw it as a whole package, and I was just like, oh, I love that.
Yep. Me too. So for me, I compare my personality type to very risky when it's me involved, when it's me and you involved. Yeah. Right.
You take me along for those rides.
Yeah. So I'll look at something and be like, they'll be like, well, if you did this and this and this, you can do it. And I was like, hey, you just gave me the puzzle of how to do it, so I'm going to go do it. And as long as it's you and I that I'm trusting, then I know it's going to happen. Right. And because we just won't give up. Right. We'll figure out how to get it done. Yeah. But if it's somebody else that I'm trusting, then I tend to be a lot more cautious and have to look at their experience and how much have they done and how many things have gone full cycle and, what's your worst deal? And I needed to answer all these questions. Right. And then that's for things that I'm familiar with. So I know what to ask. Right. But now we're talking about, like, right before we started recording, I said, like, crypto. Like, I personally probably never would have invested in crypto because I don't know it. I don't understand it. And I don't want to put my money into something I don't understand. The stock market is the same thing to me. I've never played in the stock market. And I just have never wanted to because I never studied it. And I am very comfortable taking huge amounts of risk if I know what I'm doing. And I know I can depend on me. Or I can depend on the questions I ask the other person that I'm trusting because I know it. Right. So that's how I relate it. But then if we look at real estate in general, like there's people doing, like Tanya, friend of ours. I should have wore her shirt today because I'm talking about her now on a podcast. She does Airbnbs, right? Or short-term rentals, STRs as they call it, right? We know real estate. Yeah. I don't want to get in the STL business.
I'm terrified of that business. And that's what I was thinking about, because I was thinking about the other people besides Tanya that we know that's their thing now. Yes. That's they're like, they've got like 40 short-term rentals. Yep. And that's their thing now. And I'm just like, that's so their personality.
Yeah, but I see it as big risk. There's two things that I don't like, and this has to do with my personality type. Number one, I see it as big risk because we don't know what legislation will change that will cause suddenly these Airbnbs to not be allowed to be Airbnbs.
Yeah.
And if you purchased it based on the cash flow of a short-term rental, you're screwed. So that's a risk thing for me that I don't like. The other personality type issue that I have with it is I don't want to take care of people on their vacation.
Yeah.
I don't want to be checking you in. I don't want to hear that you're upset that something's not done or you didn't get the right coffee, or I just don't. That is so not me.
Yeah.
That we would, if having to go to that level of investment, if I ever went there, I would be required, because we were looking at doing.
The hair on the back of my neck.
I know.
Stood up.
We were looking at doing a short-term rental in Cincinnati.
Yeah,
the only way we were going to do it was if we had hired somebody to take care of everything, and that we underwrote it so that even if it didn't, if we couldn't do short-term rental, the money was still good. The investment was still good. And there was one other thing. There was like 3 things that we were required for us to even look at it and agree to do it. But even now, I'm just like, I probably would have just hated that investment. I think, because I don't want them.
Right.
It's not my personality to want something like that. So I just think it's interesting to like really see different personalities and see what they invest in and see what their risk profiles look like. And their risk profile has changed based on what they know versus don't know. And I think that this is important for everybody else to pay attention to, because we're husband and wife and we totally have different risk profiles and different comfort levels. And so we talk about what we're investing in and how much we're willing to invest. If I'm totally uncomfortable, it's not that you can't invest in it. We just talk about how much gets put in there.
Right.
Because to me, I'm going, light it on fire, because I don't know what it is. So it's an interesting thing to talk about and to, have conversations like this with your spouse or loved ones or whoever it is, or with yourself. Because sometimes you have to figure out your risk profile and what you're comfortable with yourself. Sometimes you don't even know.
Right.
So you have to hear somebody else talking about it, and you go and you say, I like that, I don't like that, I like that, and you start realizing what you like and you don't like. It's happened to me a million times.
Right. And it's funny too, because I'm talking about what my risk is with real estate, and then you talk about crypto and stock market, and I'm just like, wee,
but I don't. Much fun.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I'm the stock market. I've got one was a free stock that I got just for joining or signing up on that app, but I have 2 stocks, and I have those 2 stocks because I like those companies.
Yep.
Not because I like their colors or their names are cool.
Right.
Right. But I like those companies, and I felt that it was a good purchase. But I do want to let you know out there, if you have stock in something and you would like your stock to go down in value, just tell me what it is and I'll buy it. It's guaranteed to drop like that.
You literally said this to me at dinner last night.
I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. Somebody said crypto and stocks go up. I've yet to see it. I'm just saying, I've yet to see it. So
I think we got into the wrong time. Let's just stick to real estate, honey.
You said you use the money we can burn. I'm burning it.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, nice chat.
Thank you. Nice fireside chat while I'm burning my money. Anyway, well, we hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you're heading on over to our website, freedomcapitalinvestments.com, to join the Investor Club. And also we have the swag store on there as well if you're interested. But we're also on all the social medias, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTubers, TikTokers, and all that fun stuff. And we were talking about MySpace at a party last week.
We seriously were. That's so weird.
I couldn't believe it. Anyway, we are not on MySpace. But we like to end all of our episodes with
Invest Smart.
Live Happy.
Bye, everybody.
Nothing on this show should be considered specific, personal, or professional advice. Please consult an appropriate tax, legal, real estate, financial, or business professional for individualized advice. Opinions and information on this show are not guaranteed. All investment strategies have the potential for profit or loss.